know, I would say very complex, because then he would have enough time to redevelop all the pieces, because this is trapped. Only put this position here, and not quite effective though, I would say. And then because this will run away, and then this bishop is trapped a little bit because he doesn't give. Well, the only direction it has now is this point, so not quite in greater area effectiveness. And the knight over here can move to this place here. But all this can happen only when I allow him. So the best thing to do, perhaps, I think it sounded to me, was to attack the pawn here, because that would, liven up the game. Because that would, if I kill the pawn here, sacrificing my, bishop, then that would bring the king close to the danger area. Okay, because the king would be vulnerable, and if he's greedy, okay, fine. But then if the king moves, because the only option for the king is to move, but if he moves, then again face the wrath of the bishop here, because it comes straight down here, and then there is no defense left. So it's going to be very disastrous. So that's the thing which I do: kill the pawn here, and obviously I sacrifice my knight because the king takes it, and since it takes it, obviously this comes. The queen goes up here. Now, one reason why the queen is not attacking from this side, because there might be multiple. There can be two ways of attacking. One is this one, and another this one, this road. Okay, but if the queen goes on this particular place, I have already lost a bishop. Okay, so the queen would move. There's a chance. Okay, there are two chances. Either the king will move to this place. Okay, so my all effort turns blind. There is no again the same thing happened. Okay, so I don't get any advantage, and moreover there's a chance of the queen to come up here because there's support here. But if it comes, then it's going to be in a lot of trouble, because I've already not lost a bishop which I sacrificed, for the sake of the game, and we have to reap the benefits of this sacrifice. So the king is here; it's being attacked by the queen. The black king is here, and the one option remains only because the queen can dance around these places. But it's very vulnerable. It cannot go here. It cannot go here. It can go here, but that would invite more trouble. Okay, somehow, and then these are the two places it can go. It can't go here. It only can go here, but then it's very vulnerable. Okay, so the only place which remains is the only thing which it cannot go behind, because again this is a straight line here, right? The only thing which can do here is to defend and as well as attack the queen here. It can bring up the pawn to this place. Okay, then there's something funny. If it brings up the pawn here, you can kill the pawn with a knight, and this pawn kills your knight, and then you can take the rook over here. So this is my plan. Okay, so this is the same thing which happens. Right, now the obvious intention of the black piece of the player, my opponent player, would be to block my queen, and that's exactly what it does. Okay, it doesn't necessarily block, because I have lots of places to go. This is the most invulnerable place that I can go. The rest of all are full of dangers. Okay, this being one, but then of course you have the all things messed up. So, but you have to keep the attack going on. So it attacks this bishop attacks my queen over here. The next thing which I do is to place the queen over here, because if in turn it blocks the bishop here. Okay, it cannot go around because the king would be in check. So now when I have done it, it devises a very wicked plan. He brings up the knight over here, totally blocking the way of my queen. Okay, it cannot go anywhere now. The obvious places are this, which is going to be, it can be killed, and this is the place where it can be killed as well, because the knight is here. Right now, I have to free my queen. So what I'm going to do is Now this is a very vulnerable position as well for me, for him as well, because this knight which is waiting, this bishop is waiting here, it can easily come down here, and if this pawn moves up, then it's a very good connection, because it cannot move the, and if it attacks the bishop over here, the black bishop over here, it cannot move, and in one way my queen can kill it and cause real dangers to his king. So I bring up this bishop over here. I think it understands now what is the real danger. So the obvious thing which it does, actually, I don't well, what would be the reason for it? Maybe it want to kill it does want to kill this thing, the pawn over here. I don't really know why he brought the queen over here. Probably to block my queen's move, actually, because it can move here. I don't know. Well, probably it can to allow more freedom to this particular pawn here. I don't understand what the reason why he moved this queen here. But the obvious thing was this would go up, right? And it did. The pawn goes up and attacking this one. It's a very vulnerable position now, because it cannot kill the bishop over here in turn, because it will leave this blank space, and the king of course is vulnerable then. So what it does, actually, he rather brings the pawn here. I think he was that's why that may be the reason why he was so taking the liberty of relaxing, because he brought up the queen here. Okay, to give it the support. If I kill, and he kills too. Probably that's what he was thinking. Okay, but invariably this pawn moves up here. This is the thing which he didn't think about. Okay, and now there are two-way attacks from the pressure is on the pawn here. It's being attacked the bishop, it's being attacked by the pawn. Okay, and here he does this mistake, this very bad mistake. He just kills this one. Now if he kill this one, I'm free to kill this, and the danger persists. That's what it happened. Okay, and it takes, because he doesn't have any other, the game finishes within one move. Okay, he can give here, but well, the obvious if he well, I don't well, he can think another way around. If he didn't, the queen doesn't take the bishop over here, he could have moved here. He could have simply put his king here without losing this one, and I would take the bishop here, but he doesn't. I don't know why he doesn't choose it. It seems to me, then of course this becomes vulnerable, so he loses two pieces. That's what he loses. So he rather gives up this queen sacrifice. So well, thank you very much.